General Hospital recaps for Monday, July 21st reveal Carly Spencer and Jack Brennan catch up, while Josslyn Jax gets a warning. Dante Falconeri and Anna Devane discuss Josslyn, Brooklyn Quartermain gets a surprise, and Jason Morgan gets nostalgic. Carly and Jack catch up. Jack caught Carly off guard at the Metro Court pool and informs her that he reserved the venue just for the two of them. She is curious about the surprise. He playfully hints that it's a secret, but then confesses he has simply been missing her. Carly has felt the same way. He mentions he's been making headway with a challenging issue at work, and she updates him on her granddaughter's indefinite departure from town. Both she and Michael Corinthos are devastated by it. Carly shares with him all the strange occurrences involving Daisy Gilmore, Evelyn, and Brendan Beamford. Carly and Jack discuss the future. Carly explains she was reluctant to confide in Jack, fearing that it would entangle him once more with Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard. He has already done so much for her, and she doesn't want him to feel like she's taking advantage of him. Carly desires his presence in her life, not merely as a means to address her issues. He wishes for her to reach out to him whenever she faces difficulties. They discuss his loneliness, which stems from his efforts to avoid a personal life. He confesses that being close to her brings him comfort, and they share a kiss. Vaughn gives Joss a stern warning. Joss and Vaughn, Bryce Durfee, arrived at the office only to find their boss absent. She speculates that it must be against the rules for Brennan to be dating her mother. He responds by telling her to keep her personal life separate from work. Vaughn warns that probing into Jack's affairs could lead her to a desk job. He emphasizes that Jack is exceptional and has saved his life on numerous occasions. If she aims for a successful career, making an enemy of Jack is not advisable. She reassures him that she will not do anything to compromise the mission. He expresses his concern about her getting distracted. Just then, he receives a call informing him that the courier has just caught a connecting flight to Dubrovnik. Dante gives Anna food for thought, discussing Josslyn. In Anna's office, Dante is taken aback when Anna reveals that she believes Jack has recruited Joss into the WSB. This is difficult for him to accept, but she is confident that Joss has already undergone training and that he views her merely as his little sister. Anna believes Joss fits the profile of a type of woman Jack would want to recruit. She is convinced that the WSB brought her in to monitor Professor Henry Dalton, Daniel Goddard. Cyrus Renaud, Jeff Kober, must have been the one who lured her in. She reminds him of how Joss was pursuing Cyrus, and Jack likely noticed this. Anna speculates whether Jack assisted Joss in her pursuit of Cyrus, providing her with leads that no other civilian would have received. Anna talks about Jack exploiting Josslyn's grief. It appears that Jack exploited Joss's grief for Dex Heller, Evan Hofer, and her quest for justice to transform her into an agent. She reflects on her own journey to becoming an agent, and Dante fears that his sister is unaware of the dangers she is involved in. Anna is certain that Joss sought out a purpose, and Jack provided it for her. They believe she was trained during her alleged trip to Easter Island. She mentions that Joss has already undermined Emma to get closer to Dalton, suspecting that Dalton is involved in something much larger than just illegal animal testing. They discuss the personal costs of being in the WSB. Anna thinks Jack has been using Carly to get to Josslyn. She has a suspicion that Jack could have been using Carly to get to Joss. Dante believes that Carly would prefer to be kept in the loop. On the other hand, Anna thinks they don't have enough details to proceed with any measures. Dalton must represent a serious danger, and they ought to hold off on taking action. Dante worries that Jack might be ready to put an agent in harm's way to get rid of Dalton. He wonders if she would have wished for someone to save her from the WSB when she was the same age as Joss. Brooklyn and Lucy are at Home and Heart. At the Home and Heart studio, Lucy Lynn Herring, expresses to Flora Gardens, Susan Batten, how excited they are to be there with her. She believes she'll be an excellent host. She mentions that Brooklyn Quartermain, Amanda Seton, is feeling a bit anxious, and she admits she's just slightly nervous about being on camera. Flora is confident she will perform as well as her mother. Bielke clarifies that Lucy had to resign as the spokesperson. Flora reassures her that they can keep Lucy focused. Lucy tells Bielke she has a strategy to keep the audience engaged, attempting to give her a motivational speech, but Bielke can't stop thinking about how much the viewers adored her mother. She longs for their past selves. The broadcast begins, and Flora introduces the two women from Deception. They present their new serum. Brooklyn gets a surprise. Lucy starts expressing how much she wishes Lois Chirulo Rena Sofer was present before unexpectedly calling her up on stage, and BLQ is taken aback. As the mother and daughter are encouraged to embrace, Lois whispers to BLQ that she was informed this would happen. BLQ tells Lois she's unsure whether to hug her or fire her. Lucy pulls Flora away so they can leave the two to present. They awkwardly discuss how much they resemble sisters, and then continue with the pitch. Backstage, Lucy shows Flora the ratings. Lois and BLQ are a success. Brooklyn fires her mother. They return to the others as the event concludes. After the broadcast ends, Flora hopes they will return soon. BLQ immediately confronts Lucy, who explains she did this for the brand and for them. Can't they set aside their differences and move on? Lois apologizes and tells her daughter how proud she is of her. BLQ is furious and warns Lucy that if she does something like this again, she will show her what she learned from Tracy. Then she fires Lois and storms off. Jason is nostalgic. In the airport in Paris, after dropping Sasha Corbin, Sophia Matson, and Daisy off with Robert Scorpio, Tristan Rogers, Jason went to catch a commercial flight home. He was blindsided and shocked to see a woman who looked exactly like Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault, board an airplane. Jason begs the guard to let him board the plane to talk to a passenger. They refuse his request. He remembers the woman who resembled Britt and becomes nostalgic once he boards his flight. Memories of Britt and her battle with Huntington's disease flood back. He also remembers their separation when he wed Carly. Meanwhile, Britt emerges from a car in Dubrovnik, Croatia, expressing her happiness to be back.